Mark chapter 6, verse 2. How does he perform miracles? End quote. Well, he doesn't. Or better said, exactly the question is the answer. Keyword, perform. He sets them up. I do suspect, however, that miracles might have performed, or let us say, formed him. Religious experiences. Coincidences that might not be simple coincidence, and some kind of something is more and bigger than us, the performers. Well, sure there is. We are a big part of life here on earth now. We are dependent on life. Life, not on us. Believe life is God if it helps you. Don't believe it can be nailed down by humans with the tenacity to propose that the universe had 6 days without us. It had almost everywhere, and still not much more, almost no carbon-based life, even though it is inevitable. It is a fine thing that takes about 12 billion years for a very big universe to make a little of. But it does it without trying. It is how it is, and though it's hard for us to grasp, everything in it is well. Up until we came along. Think about that. Life has to go through nonsense like us. In verse 3, again the logic. If Jesus got at least 4 brothers and at least 2 sisters, and Mary mothered them all, then he ain't nothing but a punk-ass kid that disrespects the law of his ancestors. And proven with rivers of blood, religious laws to boot. Well, flog that. Jesus said, and I quote verse 4, "To them a prophet is respected everywhere except in his own hometown and by his relatives and his family." End quote. And all I will say to this is, Jesus, I hear you. And I'm certain you ain't a pig terrorist. Yes, a prophet. There is no such thing as a prophet. It is better explained in pagan belief. Pagan religion is also an oxymoron. Shaman, that ain't bad. And in simple physical reality terms, shaman, if they are at all shaman or shawomen, are exceptionally clever. Not any idiot can be clever. A president, sure, but what we call prophet is someone with their eyes and ears open and understanding. Something that, if our descendants survive, will be the norm, and not for the poor lonely souls who mistakenly think that they can shoulder the burdens of the world. And in verse 12, an interesting new point. Quote, "They drove out many demons and rubbed olive oil on many sick people and healed them." End quote. First mention of a real remedy for all those people with skin trouble in the desert climate. And again the John the Baptist on a plate story. This is tragically eternal. This is tragically eternally, at least recent eternity with us and heads and stuff, always true. Someone marries his brother's wife and wants to make love to the daughter, tells her, and either she goes for it, on account some women can be charmed with a king's wealth, but she wasn't, and someone who actually tried to warn Herod Jr. of his testosterone madness ends up losing his head. What do people mean when they say they believe in Jesus? Or how does it mean anything? Especially if people profess with great and mighty authority that they believe in the salvation of Jesus flogging Christ. Is it a thing you own, so you are better protected from death than those who don't? The only way to heaven is back here. Anyhow, the moral of the head on a plate story could be, do not swear by heaven or earth, ever. For the simple reason you might actually believe your own, often mad, proclamation. I will attempt to save the honor of Jesus, first thing tomorrow. The only real different thing in the rest of feeding 5,000 women and their men and children is, Peter don't try to walk on the water when he thinks he sees Jesus doing it. Well, I'm sorry. Unless it was frozen, he didn't. Don't argue, well, it was written. I put a bucket of water in the stove and pulled out a dog. His name was Rabbit, and he ate only fur from rats and bats and barked all the time. So the Neighbors soaked a rubber sponge with pig's blood, tears of a gypsy, sweat off the testicles of a Maltese jaguar, and by now, hopefully, you get the point.